It's nearly time for all the big major events to start, the big ranking events, which means big ranking movers. And today we are going to be looking at players who are defending quite sizable amounts of prize money and what they're going to need to do to keep it if they're going to keep their positioning in the world rankings. The big one, the highlighted one, Michael van Gerwen, legend of the sport, one of the greatest 5 players to ever live, arguably for some people the greatest player of all time. He's going to be defending a lot of money at the back end of this year, £412,000, a large percentage of his prize fund that could see him drop outside the world's top 16. It includes a European Tour title from a couple of years ago, which he'll be defending, £200,000 at the World Championship, which we do know the prize money's gone up, so wouldn't need to reach the final to defend that. £100,000 at the World Match Play. So of that 412, 2 of it is from 2 events. So the World Match Play, the World Championship could be quite important for Michael van Gerwen's season. We also know Michael van Gerwen's got that little ace up the sleeve in the fact that he hasn't played in all the Pro Tours and those side events, so there's little bits of money you can pick up along the way, and he is guaranteed a lot of majors at the back end of the year, totaling a minimum of £51,500. So around a good percentage of it already defended just by turning up to these events. Doesn't need to win too many games. So although it looks quite alarming at the moment that Van Gerwen could be outside the top 16, he's got a lot of big events, only needs a couple of decent runs on the TV, and he's all of a sudden back inside that world's top 16 and looking quite comfortable. I don't see him coming outside the 16. I think he's playing far too good for that to happen. I think he's going to pick up quite a lot of wins on TV. Is he going to win titles? I don't know, but I don't see him outside the top 16. I don't think that's a concern. A concern, though, is for Dave Chisnall. He could go outside the world's top 32, currently provisionally outside, defending 43.2% of his prize money, £153,000, including 2 titles, a European Tour and a Pro Tour title, £45,000 to come off his Order of Merit. World Championship, Players Championship finals, I think he'll be in, but he needs to be in these other events, the European Championship and the World Grand Prix, currently, provisionally, before the World Match Play, just inside, but could get knocked out of those spots. If he gets knocked out of those spots and doesn't go on to make the World Match Play, Chizzy's outside the top 32, which I think's bonkers to be saying, but he'll be outside the top 32 if he doesn't get in those. If he gets in those, he still could be outside the top 32, depending on the people's results and how he performs in them, but obviously having that guaranteed money would help him out drastically, so Chizzy could be outside the world's top 32. Another one that people are talking about in regards to a potential drop is Stephen Bunting. I don't see this one, to be honest with you. Stephen Bunting defending 38.1% of his prize money, £233,000. He's guaranteed £46,000 by turning up to the big events of which he's already qualified for. That would put him about £180,000 to defend. £100,000 of that comes from the World Championships. So I don't see a world here where Stephen Bunting doesn't defend a good majority of this prize money. I don't see a concern here for Stephen at the back end of the year. Is he going to be up in the sort of like the top 4 challenge? A lot to do. Is he going to be in towards the bottom of the top 16? No, I think he'll be top 10. I don't see a concern here for Stephen Bunting. But obviously, guys, if you think different, do let me know in the comment section on all of these. I do like a little bit of debate. I do like to get a little bit of a vibe and a feel, because there's a player here who's defending a lot of money, but not defending a lot in terms of position in the ranking. Luke Humphreys. Luke Humphreys defending 44.3% of his prize money, £531,000, including the match play, the Players' Championship final, that's £320,000 on its own. World Grand Prix, 60 grand. So, sounds like a lot, but when you've been winning as much as Luke Humphreys is, winning the form that Luke Humphreys is, it doesn't matter, because provisionally he'd only go down to world number 3 at the expense of Van Veen, and that's because Van Veen reached the World Championship final last year. Humphreys is in all the big events. He's got lots of prize money to come onto his Order of Merit. I see no concern whatsoever in regards to Luke Humphreys and the ranking. And this is where we look sometimes. You look at the percentage and you go, oh, the percentage looks quite a lot there. We could see this player drop drastically down the rankings. We could. but not in the form of Luke Humphries. Luke Humphries has got far too much on the Order of Merit right now, and he's playing far too well. He's just won the US Masters, beating Luke Littler in the final. He had that amazing showing at the O2. He's had a great Premier League campaign at the back end of the year where he's shown his quality. He's one to keep an eye on for titles. Surprise, eh? I'm not telling you anything new. But there is a potential big drop coming, and that comes in the form of Mike De Decker. 55% or 55.5% of his prize money, £236,000. Now, here's the concern for Mike De Decker, the defending. He's defending the World Grand Prix title, £120,000. That's coming off the Order of Merit this year, as is £20,000 of the Players' Championship finals money coming off. It was a great period of time for him. Players' Championship 16. £15,000 coming off. It's all coming off of his rankings this year. He's dropping down quite drastically. And at the moment, at the time of recording this video, he is the highest ranked player not in the World Match Play. He is not in any other major, including the Players' Championship finals, other than the World Championships. That's the concern. Now, his form's picked up. He's playing a bit better. There's some signs that things may be starting to come back for Mike De Decker. New darts, shorter points, things are starting to work a little bit for him. However, 55% of your prize money, £236,000 is quite a lot. As things stand, De Decker would be comfortably outside the world's top 32. Is there 32 players better than Mike De Decker? Rankings would suggest there is, if things stay the same come the end of the year. So that could be quite a telling drop. Not so much now though, because the World Championships has changed, hasn't it? It used to be top 32 was seeded, now it's top 40. So realistically, there's no benefits right now for the top 32. So that's just like a benchmark that we've always had because of that. We'll have to change that over time to top 40 and players sort of getting into that and the World Championship. But we may see some rule change, we may see some different bits. We've seen in the past, didn't we, the top 24 got the Masters, couldn't remember the name of it there. They got the Masters, top 16 get all your C's, that staircasing system. So maybe we will see something come, but right now, not so much the case. In regards to the positive, someone going up the rankings, look no further than Kevin Dukes. The guy's been a winning machine in regards to the Pro Tour and the European Tour this year. I think he's going to really crack this on the big events. Defending nothing is undoubtedly going to fly up the rankings. So keep your eye on Kevin Dukes for a player to go up. And the secret's out with Wessel Nijman. He's in the top 16 of the world already, but since going full-time in January, I think he's going to get even higher. I wouldn't be surprised if Wessel Nijman starts challenging the top 4 within the next 12 months. Just needs a couple of runs on TV. I think we see him in the Premier League next year. I think that's the direction of which he's going. I don't see anything but right now. 8 titles, 6 on the floor, 2 on the European Tour. Unbelievable player. So 2 players there to keep an eye on the way going up, but I will do a separate video on that. So hit your subscribe button if you want to see who I think is going to be going up the rankings during major season, and who are you predicting to go down. This isn't a prediction, this is just pointing in the direction of players that could find themselves in a bit of bother because they've got a lot of money to come off their rankings. Catch you in the comments section, guys. Catch you soon.